Well, folks, it's that time again. Time for Down Home with Maude and Mildred, and y'all might want to sit back from the listening device a little bit, but here they are.
Maude?
Maude, we're on.
Maude? Honey, you worry me. Maude.
What?
Lord have mercy, honey, you're worrying me.
Well, I'm hanging on by a thread.
Well, what's going on, honey?
Oh, dear Lord.
You look white as a ghost in church this morning.
Oh, Claude, honey. I was so pleased to see someone I knew there. I was glad to see you this morning, Lord.
Well, dear Lord, when you got up and started making a beeline for the baptismal waters, the preacher's up there trying to baptize somebody, and here come Ma just trying to make a beeline to jump in the water with him.
Well, Claude, you have to understand what happened to me. It was something else.
I'm afraid to ask.
Maude, honey, you got me worried.
Oh, dear Mildred.
What has happened, honey?
I'm starting to believe that my granddaughter's trying to kill me.
Oh, honey, do tell.
Oh, dear Lord. You know, it all started because, I've had that booth over at the farmer's market for years. You know it? And I'd sell mostly my vegetables, and sometimes some cut flowers if there's purty, and some of my little trinkets and whatnot, my little ear bobs I made, or little wrist dangles or whatnot. I'd have that at my booth too, and all them years, sometimes it'd sell, sometimes it wouldn't, but I'd just stack it up in one of my bins, and not think a thing of it. Well, my granddaughter come by one day, and she said, Mama, what in the world is all this here in these bins? And I said, oh, it's just little things I ain't sold at my booth, Didn't think a thing of it. And she said, well, Mama, you need to sell them things. There's people set up booths out in the city at these little festivals all the time. And I said, they do? She said, oh, yeah, they do real good with it. And I said, well, that might be kind of fun, but it's in the city. And she said, well, honey, don't worry. I'll get us set up with one. And that was my first mistake.
Uh-oh. Hello to the Melissa Jane.
Looky there. I bet she'd never try to kill her grandmother. You know it?
You're taking this awful personal, Maude.
Oh, dear Lord, Claude. And what started out me thinking she was just going to do something nice, Because she says to me, she said, I got you something set up, Mama. It's in the city. It's going to be at the convention center. And I said, oh, wow, I ain't never been in a convention center. And she said, yeah, it's going to be a big show, Mama, a big one. Going to have a lot of turnout.
Well, that was your first clue.
Yeah, it was. And, I asked her, I said, well, will there be a lot of people selling what I'm selling, Because I was afraid that, if some people got the same thing you do, they don't want to buy it. And she said, oh, no, Mama, there won't be a single soul there that has what you have. Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Nothing good happens in the city limits, Maude.
Oh, Mildred, you just don't know. If you could have only seen it, really. If you could have only seen it.
Well, I was told I got sent some video from your granddaughter.
What?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I probably need to wait until you get a little further into the story to give people a visual of what you encountered.
Well, all right.
Maude, can you handle that?
I don't know if I can or not, really. But so she comes to get me at yesterday morning about 3:30 in the morning.
What?
I know.
You went out there yesterday?
It was yesterday, Claude.
Oh dear Lord, that heat was so bad.
Oh, Claude, it was so hot. But I thought that's why she was getting me so early in the morning. So we get our stuff loaded up, and then we drive into town, and then we get into this. It's a pretty convention center, I got to tell you. It's a real pretty one. And we get our stuff loaded up, and I can tell I'm going to have me a nice booth right there where all the people are going to walk. I can tell it's going to be nice. So I start pulling out some of my trinkets and whatnot, and the granddaughter, she says, no, Mama, don't you worry about it. I'll take care of it. And I said, I said, oh, well, how come? And she said, well, there's another festival just over here, and you might want to just wander around and look around for a while, see what other folks has got to sell. And I said, that's not a bad idea. So
you had to get your daily walk in.
I did. I do like to get my morning constitutional in. That's true. So I headed out, wandered around, and they was having this some kind of foreigner festival. But it sure was cool. And like the kids say, it was cool. And there was all kinds of this delicious smelling food. And my granddaughter had put $50 in my hand before I left.
Where'd she get $50 from?
I don't know. And I said, Lord, that's a lot of money. And she said, don't worry about it, Mama. You just go and you see what you can find. And I said, all right. So, of course, I made me some friends, because similar trade and whatnot, selling their wares out there. And
No. Nobody sells hose like I do. And I don't sell them, I rent them.
Well, now, I didn't know anybody still wore pantyhose except us older people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, there
Are
might
you
be.
looking for pantyhose, Melissa Jane?
She might be looking for pantyhose. That's true. I didn't see neither kind. I didn't see hose or hose out there at the little festival when I was wandering around. But there was, Mildred, there were some dolls out there.
Were they? Were they revived dolls?
No, they were foreigner dolls, and they were puppets, and that was different.
Oh, mercy, puppets.
Yeah, I tried to get some ideas for you when I was wandering around.
That sounds like the creepiest part of the day.
Oh, oh, Claude, if only it was. If only it was. So I wandered back because, Lord, it was hot out there. I mean.
Yeah, it was.
Hot. I saw a fella run around with a mask on his face, and Lord, if he didn't start looking like he was about to faint and fall down, because it was a good 100 degrees.
Who in the hell's going to be wearing a mask in that weather?
Well, this fella was, and his skin was bright red, and he was sweating, and I'm pretty sure I saw him fall out, I sure did. I'm pretty sure I saw him.
Oh, you were the light yesterday. Whew.
Oh, it was hotter than hell. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
It really was.
Then what happened?
Well, I was getting too warm, and I'd already had me a couple of little kebabs from some Filipino truck. Food truck, isn't that what they call them, Mildred?
What's that, honey? What
food trucks. I think that's what they call them.
I believe so.
Yeah, so I'd gotten me some kebabs, and they were delicious, but I was getting too hot. So, and I was wondering how my booth was doing, because it was about time for the festival or whatever it was, show. I don't know what it was. So I wandered back in, Claude.
Yeah, I think that now's the time to show a little bit about the convention.
Well, honey, what on earth happened to you? Were other people selling their tomatoes too?
Oh no, there wasn't a tomato to be seen.
What?
Not in area 1.
Lord mercy.
I don't know if I don't know really what all happened, but yeah, it was something else. Where'd you get this from, Claude?
That'd be your granddaughter.
Wow. Lord.
Oh dear God.
What in the hell is this?
Oh, why are you making me live it all over again?
You should have never gone into town inside the city limits.
Oh dear God.
Lord have mercy.
You see what? Look, you see, you just. What the heck is that one? And that, what is that? She looked like she. And that.
Some of these people need to put some clothes on.
Well, yeah.
Mercy me, land sakes.
Oh, it was something else, Mildred.
Honey.
Don't worry. It gets worse.
I don't know how much worse it could get, Claude.
Well, honey, I sure hope you did get right in the baptismal this morning.
Oh,
Well,
Claude stopped me before I could get in the waters.
Claude.
No. That was that's yeah. It was that hot. Yes. It was extremely hot yesterday, but apparently Maude went from it feeling like hell into the gates of hell.
It was the devil's lair himself.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It was.
Because unfortunately, I previewed some of this before we put it on the show, and that's the tame one.
Well, I mean, it was just something else, Claude. It was just something else.
Lord have mercy. I'm going to get my pantry and see if I've got a salve for that, honey.
We're going to need it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get right to work.
Priest.
Yeah, a priest is probably right, Claude.
Well, she was trying to get to one this morning.
I was.
Her, Claude?
Well, at the time, I didn't feel it was appropriate. I now apologize for stopping you.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Dear God, Claude, you found it.
Yeah, and you got to make sure it don't have the sound.
This is exactly why I don't go into the city. Lord have mercy.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Right there.
There's a bat behind that feller.
Look at this. People wear these things.
What on earth?
Why would you wear that?
And Mildred, look at these.
I thought Mildred's dolls were creepy. Dear Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Look at them. That one's got a little knife in its hand.
What has happened to the world?
I just... Why are you making me watch it again, Claude?
Claude.
It was purely on accident that I'm showing it a second time.
I don't understand it. I swear, I left from there feeling like it had to be the end of days.
Mm-hmm.
What did they call this thing? The creepy con or something? It looked creepy.
Oh, it was so creepy.
I think they call it hell.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looked like.
It was the devil's lair for sure.
So
in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Why did your granddaughter want to go there?
That's exactly why I didn't understand it. I said, why in the hell are we here? And she said she had a friend that was doing the zombie beauty pageant.
What's that?
I don't know. I didn't see anybody that was pretty there the whole time.
Lord, help us all.
Well, maybe a couple. There was a couple of sweet little folks there. In fact, most of them were sweet. And, I was surprised at how much got sold. Really.
So
Did
you
you
made a
sell
lot
it?
of money?
Well, she was right. There wasn't a single person there with things like what I had.
Well, I would say not.
Yeah, my quilting squares did real good. So I was shocked by that. But Lord,
My
knowing
goodness.
what we've seen over the past few weeks, like I said, I ain't sure if it's the end times or just my end times. Either way, I'm ready.
I
That,
could have made a killing on my center salve.
Oh, you could have, Mildred. Your
yeah,
center
you would have.
salve. Yes.
Lord have mercy.
That's so awful. I can't even blame the government.
There's got to be a reason.
It was something else, Mildred. It was something else.
My goodness.
And Claude, I was glad you didn't have to suffer through it, you know.
Oh no, I ain't going into the city. That's just insane.
But Mildred, I think I did find some ideas for you.
Oh, honey, well, let me hear them.
Well, you saw them dolls.
Well, she must have went to the convention.
Oh, she needs some of that center salve.
Oh,
Ma-
I'll get her some in the post.
Yeah, she's already expecting that powdered milk.
Yeah,
Put them together.
There you go.
call
Make
that the
it a little-
combo package.
That's right, the weekend package.
That's right.
The weekend package, that's a good idea.
I might even cure a hangover.
I ain't had one of them in a long time, but you know, unless you count today, I did have to take a good strong nip of Granny's elixir.
Yeah, I'd say you're having a spiritual hangover.
Well, I mean, I was walking through, covered in the armor of the Lord, so I felt safe. I wasn't scared or nothing. It just was, I was scared for other folks.
I mean, people do this on purpose.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do. They sure enough do, Claude.
Why?
I don't
Yes.
know.
City
don't-
folks.
I don't get people's obsession with the occult and the devil, knowing what the devil is.
Well, I reckon they ain't never come close enough to him yet to be
That's
have a
about as
healthy.
close as I won't be.
Yeah, you keep a healthy distance. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
That's the truth. I ain't scared, but I sure don't want it in my living room.
You ain't gonna see me selling boats and hoes in a place like that. Mm-mm.
Ooh, that's why I don't have cable.
Dear
That's,
Lord.
that's probably a good thing.
Well, yeah. What does your little thing say under your name, Mildred?
Oh, honey, I'm still looking for funds, but just all the wrong places.
Well,
I'm trying though, honey.
did you ever go get them fishies to nibble on your feet?
I haven't tried that yet, but I sure do need to clean up my feet. That might be my next venture.
Well, yeah.
You're what?
Her
You
next.
know,
You,
my
you go
venture.
get some of them fish from the lake and put them in a tank and have people clean their feet that way?
I want to clean my feet so I can take some fancy pictures.
Well, I think Claude's got a genius idea, Mildred.
Only Feet is a fabulous place to start.
Only feet.
Interesting.
Huh. Maybe you could go to the lake and gather up some of them fishes that are nibbling on you and start your own.
Well, now I reckon I might. I could make a salve for that too, and just have the fish in the tank, and then slather on some salve.
You could, Mildred.
You probably could have sold like barrels upon barrels of that center salve to help clean up that convention center.
Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy. I could have retired. I could have afford cable.
Yeah, that's what I was a thinking. Looky there, Cloud.
Reminds me, I need a good nibble. Well, it is time for the early bird special. It is 4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock somewhere, right,
That's
Cloud?
right. That's right. It's 4 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. Too bad that Shoney's ain't
There's
around no more.
there's buffets filled with handicap transport vans somewhere.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Or folks from the senior center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Going to get them something to eat before church starts.
Yeah.
Tour
So
buses.
you're off.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
see, you go into a restaurant and you see one of them big old tour buses pull in, like, well, need to find a new place.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've been exposed to too much culture lately. You know?
You've been exposed to quite a bit.
Yeah. You have been exposed.
I'm
Or
pretty sure some of them were exposed too.
I just hope it's not contagious, honey.
well,
Oh,
ain't. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should just stay home for a bit.
you've got to get to that baptismal, honey.
Well, if Claude hadn't have stopped me,
Well, you can always go to the 6 o'clock service.
I could. I reckon. Yeah, I could indeed.
I am starting to think your granddaughter's trying to kill you off.
Well, I am too, Claude.
It does sort of sound like that, honey.
I'm almost certain of it.
I mean, between the heat and then damn near give you a heart attack being in that creepy place.
Oh, the heat, like you called it, Claude. I couldn't tell if I was in hell by being outside or walking into hell by coming inside. I didn't know which way I was turned around.
Lord have mercy. That's the city for you, honey. That is the city.
Mm.
Oh, and something else, you'd see these little babies. And I'd have to do a double take to realize they wasn't little, scary little creatures running around. Because they was all dressed up too.
Not the children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
They're after the children now. Oh, Lord.
It was something else. It was the only way I could sit through it is when I did wander around. You'd have been surprised to see how many ladies that were my age sitting there at their own booths, just like me.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
were they selling, honey? They weren't selling tomatoes.
Well, one of them was selling, this one's kind of funny. One little lady, she had on a knit boggin, and she had her crystal ball out in front of her. But
Oh.
nobody was stopping at her table though, so I felt kind of bad for her. So I sat and talked with her for a bit, and she was trying to read people's fortunes.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, nobody was buying though.
Well,
Devil's playground.
I was fixing to say that could be a good thing.
I reckon she was a nice lady though. She was. She didn't look happy at first, but she was all right. And then another one had made some knit babies, where you do your knitting and you make like a teddy bear or a doll or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one. She still had really lithe hands because she had made a ton of little dolls and stuff.
Have any of them voodoo dolls there?
Well, Claude, now that you say it, I do think there was some. Yeah, I tried not to look real close.
Probably some that look like you, Claude. Somebody might have it out for you.
Well, they might have. That would explain some things.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Melissa Jane here says, how about anybody reading cards?
Well, yeah, there was somebody there reading, but nobody was stopping to talk to her. And she did. She looked like an old granny from the mountains. You know, she really
Oh,
did. So I knew
well,
she had the good stuff, but nobody's
well,
stopping.
well, what the hell were people buying then? I can't
These
imagine there'd be much to sell other than them creepy looking masks.
That's about all that was selling. Now I'll tell you what, I didn't see a lot of people with shopping bags.
Oh,
I think a lot of folks just come to look. Yeah.
well, shoot, that's a bad business model.
Oh yeah. That's why I was surprised it did as good as it did.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just looking for something old fashioned and wholesome in the midst of all that, uh, in the midst of all that Satanism.
Yep. Lord have mercy.
Maybe
They
so,
were looking
Claude.
for the Lord's light in the middle of that den of hell.
Oh, dear Lord.
No, did you provide the way for them?
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to shine with the light of the Lord every time you interact with somebody. You know it. That's how it
Good,
is.
darling.
Mm-hmm. Lord knows I ain't perfect, but goodness, I can still be nice.
I'm so glad he brought you out of that place, though, Maude. So glad.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was something else. But I do have, maybe you don't need to work so hard on your dolls now, Mildred. Seeing what I saw.
I think I'd avoid them altogether after seeing that.
Well, if the hungry fish, if that works out, I won't need to make the dolls.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just set you up a little spa in your garage
Mm-hmm.
and have, you could even call it the Hungry Fish Spa.
Wow, that sounds delightful.
Maybe what you can do is tell them down at the boutique about your plan, and you could tell them it's international. It works in all the big cities and stuff, and then you supply the fish, and then you make them pay you
Well,
for having the treatment.
well, you know what else you could do, Mildred?
What?
I I've seen this thing called fish tacos. You could just turn them fishes into little taco meat.
Well, I reckon I could.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I
I
could
heard,
just use them
I heard
all
that,
day, and then when it's dinner time,
that's right.
I heard that fish taco meat's pretty pink.
I don't I don't know. They got pictures of it in the menu,
It's
and it
kind of interesting.
salmon.
maybe it's salmon.
Maybe it is salmon. Salmon's pretty pink.
That's right. That's right.
Huh. Or tuna.
Uh,
Some tuna's pink.
yeah, it is. The kind I get out of the can is kind of pink. That's right.
Mm. Boy, I sure could go for some tuna tacos right now. That'd be delicious.
I didn't know you ate on the. I thought you didn't like fish, Claude.
Well, it depends. It depends on the fish.
Hmm. Uh, do you like chicken of the sea or do you like that other brand?
Um, pretty much whatever's on the shelves.
Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah, I ain't picky.
I never see you eat tuna salad at the revivals.
Well, that's because that's trash.
Dear Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Them people talk about making homemade. That ain't homemade. That's something you bought at the store and you threw it in a pan and call it homemade.
Oh, I see.
It's
I
not even
see.
good.
Oh dear.
It ain't even like you got it out of the deli either.
I reckon you're right, Claude. Had no
Mm-mm-mm.
idea. I thought you just did. What was that, Mildred? I'm sorry.
Maud, honey, it's all right. I was just saying it sounds like something you'd buy in the city.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
The fish
So-
tacos.
Yep. You can probably get plenty of it in the city.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've heard that you can get a lot of mercury from the tuna meat.
Well,
And
you know why,
bet
don't
it
you?
spoils real good in that heat.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
when it spoils. Yeah.
Yep. Whether it's the meat you're buying from these manufacturers or opening up Satan's closet to allow you go in. You know who's permitting all this, don't you?
What
It's
now?
the government. The
What?
government is allowing this stuff to happen. They're trying to ruin young minds. They're trying to
Oh, dear God.
kill the good people off. It's like they're trying to hurry up the rapture.
Oh, dear Lord, Claude.
I will not be silenced.
Oh, Mildred, do you ever believe it?
Satan at every tooth and nail.
Lord have mercy.